So this is hand crocheted, and it's actually designed as a super mini dress. It can be worn as a long tunic. It can work as a multi-layered outfit with a turtleneck underneath. It's whatever you choose. Today we're just going to look at how to tie off the loose ends. The way that I do it, actually, it's very difficult for them to unweave, or to even, if you unravel them with intent, it's actually very difficult to even unravel. It takes a lot of time without damaging your finished product. So I like everything very secure. Now this particular yarn is a 4-ply, which makes the garment a bit heavy and a bit stiff. So I always use a steam iron to loosen up the fibers so that it hangs very soft. So the hook on the left, that's a size G. I use a size G to work with the 4-ply acrylic yarn to make this garment. The hook on the right is a size E, so it's much smaller, and the hook end is much smaller. And that's what I'm going to be using to make the knots. So as I tie off the loose ends on the inside, I try to tie them off within the color of the yarn, the same color of yarn. And how I do it, I take the very, very top loop. I don't go down to the other side. You do not want to show your knot, the way that you knot, to show through on the other side. So what this is called, I insert it in the very top loop. This is called yarn over hook, and I pull it through the loop that I chose. I do yarn over hook again, and then I tug it tight. So that's knot number 1. What I want to show you, you can see these 3 sections I've already knotted off, but when you look on the outside, you cannot see where I knotted. You can see my hand underneath here. You cannot see. Again, because I work with an inside top loop, so it doesn't bleed through to the outside. When I do an original crocheted style, I actually work in pieces. I do not follow a pattern unless I'm looking for a specific motif. And of course, a motif is just a pattern or a design. And then I connect them. In this case, all I've used is double crochet and single crochet and chain stitch to create groupings. And how I started, I actually started with this midriff type of band here. And the only reason is that this particular garment is actually made of all the leftover yellows and blues that I had. So they're all different shades. They're all acrylic, but they're all different brands of acrylic. They're not even the same. But this is all washable in cold water, delicate cycle, and only air dried. Once I press it once, I never have to press these dresses again. Again, I started with this section here, and it was actually a long strip, and then I joined it into a circle. Then I did the bodice, or actually I shaped the arms. So you can see that the armhole starts just a bit above this midriff border here. Let's see what else. And then I started with a particular design that I liked, working my way down. And how I actually increased it by adding more single crochets here and actually increased it by adding a larger chain here, that the following row would be the double crochets. But that's how I increased it, to keep everything even. Then on the edging, I always, depending on the border, I create different ideas for the edging. This one I got very creative by crocheting from behind and then crocheting towards the front to do groupings. And this idea actually created a scallop.